Hello and welcome to the Capture the Flag video series. In this video, we will look at solving questions from the Magnet Virtual Summit 2021 Capture the Flag contest. Please help me out by hitting the subscribe button so I can reach the boss level. If you want to follow along, see the description section below for the link to the MVS 2021 CTF event website where you can register. Then you will get an email with links to download the images. In this video, we will focus on the group of questions called iOS, so you will need the MVS 2021 iOS.zip file. The first thing you'll need to do is unzip the file using the unzip command. So let's go ahead and do an ls-l of MVS 2021 iOS.zip. This will show us this file size. And then we do unzip MVS 2021 iOS.zip -d to specify the output location, and then we're going to call it iOS. Once we've extracted that zip file, let's cd into the iOS folder and take a look at what we have. And then from there, you go into 2021 MVS CTF Eli iPhone 8. We're going to do a /ls space -F. I used the backslash before the ls so that the system will use the unaliased version of the ls command, which does not have the colors. The colors make this video a little bit easier to see. So as you can see, this is a fairly typical folder structure for an iPhone extraction. Let's go ahead and cd into the file_full folder, and then subsequently private and var. And then again, we do a /ls-F. And as you can see, this is the typical folder structure of an iPhone extraction. One of the first things to look for in an iOS examination is actually the OS version, because artifacts will be in different locations depending on the iOS version. So to find out the iOS version, let's go ahead and cd into install d/library/mobile installation. Then let's go ahead and do a /ls-F. And I'm interested in the file called lastbuildinfo.plist. So let's go ahead and do a file command on lastbuildinfo.plist. We see that this is a Apple binary plist. So let's go ahead and use plist util-i lastbuildinfo.plist. And once we run that, we see the contents. And so what we gather from this plist is that this phone is running iOS 14.4. which will help us in looking for the artifacts. For these capture the flag events, I find that it's beneficial to browse around to see what data is available on your dataset. For a phone, I will look at the installed apps. So for an iPhone, there is something called a springboard.plist. And so if you actually look at the springboard.plist, one of the things you will see here is all of the apps that are loaded on the phone. So for instance, in this particular case, we see that there is Chick-fil-A, Peekaboo, which is Snapchat, Signal, Pronto Mail, Facebook, YouTube, Wicker, Musical.ly, right? So these are all the apps that are non-Apple apps that are downloaded. And then another thing I usually look at is the emails. So if we go into the library/mail folder, you can see all of the emails broken up. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use my Firefox browser to kind of poke around in there. And as you can see, some of these are HTML formatted, so you can actually see them pretty well in the browser, and some are not. Some are just plain text. So you can kind of hop around and see what we got. Again, most of these CTF events, there are questions that are based on the contents of the email. So you might be behooved to be familiar with the contents of the emails. Question 1. Breaking quarantine. When does Eli go to a neighboring state? Let's take a look at where iOS keeps cloud data. Let's go ahead and cd into mobile library caches com.apple.routined. Then we're going to do \ls-F to take a look at the files in this directory. The file we're interested in is called cloud v2.sqlite. So let's go ahead and use SQLite browser and read in cloud v2.sqlite. And as you scan through the tables, one of the ones that is of interest is called ZRT address MO because it's got state info. We see that Vermont, and we also see New York. So if you look at the creation date field for the New York entries, we get two dates that we can copy into the epochconverter.com website. And we get the date of February 1st, 2021 at 8 p.m. GMT. That was the correct answer. Question 2. What fast food restaurant has an application installed on the device? So let's use SQLite browser to take a look at root/library/mobile container manager /containers.sqlite3. If we look at the table named code signing info and we scroll down to see the installed apps, towards the end we see the entry for com.engage.chick-fil-a. Another way is if we looked at one of the plists, which was part of the extraction. So if we look at the plist util and read in springboard.plist2, we see a bunch of non-Apple apps like Chick-fil-A, Peekaboo, or better known as Snapchat, Signal, ProntoMail, Facebook, YouTube, Wicker, and musical.ly. So Chick-fil-A looks like the only fast food restaurant that's among these installed apps. Question 3. Get Zucked. What is Eli's Facebook password? Well, let's go ahead and look back into the extraction folder level. So that's 3 levels above us. So we're going to do cd ... There is a file called 518 blah 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 underscore password.txt. So let's go ahead and vi this password.txt file. And in here, we will search for the keyword of Facebook. And as we scroll down, we eventually get to facebook.com, and then the item value will be the password. Question 4. New watch who dis? What is the MAC address of Eli's Apple Watch? Generally, the paired Bluetooth devices will be in the file named com.apple.mobile bluetooth.ledevices.paired.db. So let's use the find command to see which GUID folder it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and do a cd space dash to go back up to the top of the extraction tree. And then I'm going to use find dot dash type of F dash iname and then star LE devices star. The results come back with a few files that match, and they are all out of the GUID of 3C43, etc. So let's go ahead and use SQLite browser to view the file under containers, shared, system group, 3C43. I'm going to hit the tab, library, database, and then com.apple.mobile bluetooth.ledevices.paired.db. And if we look at the table named paired devices, you can see for Eli's Apple Watch, we have 2 MAC addresses shown. One is called random, and then the other one is called public under the row titled resolved address. So that actually is the one that we want. Question 5. Sanik Speed. What is the fastest heart rate recorded for Eli? Heart rate recordings sound like health data, so let's use the DB browser to view the database under Mobile Library Health. So I'm going to use SQLite browser to look at Mobile Library Health, and then healthdb_secure.sqlite. The first table I want to look at is called unit strings. If you look here, you can see that the units are in inches, pounds, calories, and then for number 4, it's counts per minute, which is the heart rate measurement. And then you also have, looks like seconds, and then counts per seconds. So next, we will look at the quality sample table, where it contains the raw data for the data. And let's go ahead and add a filter in the column named original_unit with a value of 4, which means we only care about the counts per minute measurements. And then if we sort this column of original quantity, we see that the data ID of 4987 gives a heartbeat as 146. Question 6. Sunny side up. How does John like his eggs? Guessing that this is something that's going to be communicated or in video or picture, I looked through Eli's emails and chats and found his TikTok chats. So let's go ahead and use SQLite browser and look at mobile, containers, data, application, and then the GUID of 1F28, hit tab, library, application support, chat files, and then 6929 and hit tab, and finally db.sqlite. Looking at the table called TIM message ORM, and if we expand the content column, you will see an entry in here where the message is, I like my eggs in chicken form. Question 7. Beefstew isn't a Stroganoff password. How many Apple notes did Eli encrypt? Knowing that the notes database is called notestore.sqlite, let's go ahead and find the UUID it's under. I'm going to use the find dot dash type of f dash iname of notestore star, and it comes back with just one file. So let's go ahead and use SQLite browser, and I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this result. And as we look at the database, the table of interest is called ZIC note data. And you see that there are 7 notes here. And if you look at the field that's called Z crypto tag, you can see that 3 out of the 7 notes are encrypted. Question 8. Big spender. How much after tax was Eli's Chick-fil-A order? I'm going to go ahead and CD into mobile, library, mail, message data. And then what I'm going to do now is just look for any mail that's from Chick-fil-A. So I'm going to do find dot dash type of f dash exec grep dash I capital H double quotes caret from colon Chick-fil-A and double quotes, and then open curly braces, end curly braces, backslash, and semicolon. So what this command is going to do is going to find from this folder on down, right? That's what the dot stands for. I'm only looking for files. That's why we have the dash type of F. And once we find that file, I'm going to execute the grep command with the -I, which is case insensitive, and the capital H, which gives me the name of the file. And I am looking for any content that starts with the word from Chick-fil-A. And we can see from the results that messages number 25, 29, 40, 41, 62, and 66 are all from Chick-fil-A. So now let's take a look at the subject line of those emails. So I'm going to use a for loop and say for ID in 25, 29, 40, 41, 62, 66, semicolon, do grep -I capital H, double quotes, caret subject, end double quotes, $ID / partial.emlx, semicolon, done. So what this for loop is going to do is that it's going to step through the given list, which is the set of numbers of 25, 29, 40, 41, 62, and 66. And for each one of those, it is going to do a grep of any line that starts with the word subject. And it's going to do it within the folder number, right? So 25, for example, / and then the file name partial.emlx. So basically, any file within those 6 folders, it's going to give me the subject line. And so here we can see that there is 2 subject lines for mail message number 40 and 41 that contain something that looks like a ordering, right? Number 40 says mobile payment receipt, and number 41 says mobile ordering receipt. So let's go ahead and take a look at that particular file for number 40. So I'm going to say mate open 40/1.emlxpart. So it's going to open up in a browser, and if we kind of look around, what we see is a dollar amount of 28, but it looks like it's a gift card purchase, not a order per se. So let's go ahead and get out of this one and take a look at number 41. So we're going to do mate open 41/1.emlxpart. Now this looks like an itemized receipt for various items and a total towards the bottom. So as we can see, we have a subtotal, and then we have a tax amount, and then a full total amount. Question 9. Getting the bag. When was the first time Eli got Chipotle? For this one, I recall looking at the media folder of this device and saw something that had to do with Chipotle. So let's go back and CD to dash, which is going to bring us back to the top level of the extraction. And then from there, we're going to CD into mobile /media/DCIM/100 Apple. Let's go ahead and do a \ls-f to see what we have. And as you can see, there's a lot of movie files and Apple's new graphic format, HEIC. So let's go ahead and open the first movie by doing mate-open of img_0001.mov. And what we can see here is that it is a Chipotle bag, and there is a receipt on the bag. So I tried to zoom in on the receipt to get the date, but the resolution of the file just wasn't there. So then I realized, oh, you know what? This is a movie captured on the phone, so it probably has EXIF information. So let's run the EXIF tool on img001.mov. And there is a field called creation date, which is when this file was taken, and I'm guessing that's also the time when Eli got his Chipotle. Question 10. News flash. Who may have the toughest job in Washington? This is another weird question that seems to be very subjective, but the hint is News Flash. So I decided to look at the Apple News app. So I'm going to go ahead and CD into the mobile container application and then the specific UUID for the Apple News application. And underneath there is the Splashboard Snapshots folder. I'm going to do a tree so we can see what's in there. So here we have basically 4 KTX files, which is the Apple format for the snapshots. And so what we need to do is we need to convert those using a script that's available. If you look at the description, I'm going to put a link to where you can download that script. So I'm going to do Python 3 and then call the script, which is iOS underscore KTX to PNG. It's a Python script. And then I am going to convert each one of those KTX files at a time. And then let's go ahead and open the ktx.png file now. And so what the snapshot shows us is that on February 14th, as part of the Apple News top story, there is a article that says that Janet Yellen has the toughest job in Washington. Question 11. There's no sign of intelligent life anywhere. Eli has sent a flat earth meme. Give the last 5 characters of the MD5 hash of the file. So let's go ahead and cd dash to bring us back to the top level of the extraction. And then let's go ahead and do a find so we can find the UUID for the Snapchat application. We're going to do find dot dash type f dash name star peekaboo star. So peekaboo basically is the name for Snapchat. And we get back these particular files. So let's go ahead and cd into mobile containers, data, application, 4BE, and hit tab, library, persistent, SC media. Doing a \ls-lf, we can see what kind of files there are here. We can see that there's basically 3 movie files. So let's go ahead and use mate open to take a look at each one of the files. And the first one, it doesn't seem like it's anything relevant. The second file, it's definitely about Earth. And the third file, it's burrito time. So the second movie is the one that's of interest to us. And so what we can do is just do MD5 sum, cm-chat-media, and then capital U, lowercase u, hit tab. And that should give us the MD5. And the question just looks for the last 5 characters. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video where we try to use only the CAINE Linux Forensics distro and the internet to find the answers for the Magnet Virtual Summit 2021 Capture the Flag Contest iPhone portion. Hope you enjoyed it, and if so, click on the thumbs up icon to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to get notified when the next video comes out. Also, please leave me messages in the comment section below so I know what you liked and didn't like, or what you may want to see in future videos. See you next time.